Let's move to exercise 6. I've zoomed in a little bit on exercise 6. Once we write the functions, we will zoom out and apply them to all the fields. We may apply them to a few fields just to check them and then copy the rest of the way down, but it's a little easier for you if I've zoomed in so you can see. In this, we're going to use the AND function that we learned in exercise 5, and now we're going to incorporate the OR function as well. We're going to, in these 6 columns, answer these 6 questions. So let's begin here with question 1. How many clients are married with 1 child? Here we have our client list. We're going to take a look to see if this client is married and has 1 child. If they are, we're going to put a 1 in here so we can count them. If they're not, we'll put in a 0, and they won't count then when we total them up at the bottom. So if we've got an AND situation here, we're going to take a look to see if they are married with 1 child. First of all, we want to see if situation FE11 equals married. And we want to see if number of children in cell, and I have to use my arrow key, F11. The Excel is covering F11. Sometimes you have to place your cursor somewhere and use your arrow key to get down into the cell. We'll take a look at the number of children in F11 and see if that is equal to 1. If both of those are true, then we'll return a 1. Otherwise, we'll return a 0. All right, we press enter, we take a look, and sure enough, this is true. Let's bring it down so that we find an instance that's true. We can check that and see, yes, that is in fact the case. Looking at the right data. Question number 2, how many clients are single or divorced? So we're going to move to question number 2, and we'll enter equals if. We'll do the OR function because we want to know if they're single or divorced. We'll take a look at the situation column here, and we'll see if that is equal to single, comma, or we'll look back at E11 and see if it equals divorced. If this returns a true, we want to count them, otherwise not count them. Let's copy it down a few till we hit one that meets the criteria. Here's a single right here. There we go. Looks like that's working. Question 3. How many clients are married with an income above $69,000? So let's move to question 3. And we'll look at the if statement equals if, then and, go to E11 situation, see that it's, we want married, comma, and to D11, which is income, and we want to see if that is greater than 69, it says above, so greater than $69,000. All right. If that's true, we want to count them, otherwise not count them. Let's move down a couple so that we find one that's true to see if it's working. That appears to be true. It seems to be working. So let's go on to question 4. Question 4, we're going to see how many clients are male, unmarried, and without children. All right, I'll start with an if statement. If an AND function, C11, which is where we have gender, if that equals male, to put that in quotes since it's text, and F11, which is where we have children, equals 0, no children, and situation If that is not equal to married, and I have to put that in quotes, if all three of those are true, then we'll count them, otherwise we won't count them. And that looks as though the first one is true. You can copy down a few and see, check those, right? The next two are married, so that seems to be working. Question 5, how many clients are women with 1 or 2 children? So we're going to use the if statement here, equals if, and we're going to check to see if C11, which is gender, is equal to female. Put that in quotes since it's text. Then we'll add an or statement, because either one of these could be true. They could either have F11, number of children, equal to 1, or F11, number of children, equal to 2. If that returns a true, then that will be a true counted in the and statement. And then if it's female and that returns a true, then the and statement will return a true because they'll both be true. If the and statement returns a true, we're going to count it as a 1, otherwise we won't count it. All right, let's see if that seems to be working. We'll copy it down a ways until we find someone who meets that criteria. Here are a couple, so we can take a look and check. See that, yes, in fact, that is true. The final question, question number 6, asks us how many clients are married or in a relationship with an income greater than or equal to $50,000 and have at least 2 children. So now we're really going to go after this a little bit. We're going to, again, nest an or statement in an and statement. You can tell as you read through that. We'll start with an if statement, and then the and portion. So we'll select out the and part of our question. The and portions of our question have to do with income and number of children. So we'll check to see if income is greater than or equal to $50,000. Be careful not to put a comma in there. That will cause problems. Then number of children, we are asked to determine if they have more than, at least, that's the phrasing, at least 2 children. So it's greater than or equal to 2. Then we're asked to determine if they're married or in a relationship. So we'll take an or function and we'll go to situation and we'll see if it's equal to married, which we have to put in quotes because it's text, or back to F11 equals relationship, also text, also in quotes. Closing parenthesis for the or statement, closing parenthesis for the and statement. If that returns a true, we'll count them, otherwise we won't. We'll closing parenthesis for the if statement, press enter, that's true. Let's copy it down a few to get one that's true. Autofill, just pull that down. Here's one that is true. We can check the criteria to see if in fact that is true. Seems to be 3 children, married, $70,000. Seems to meet all the criteria. So let's finish this exercise then. We'll just grab all of these and copy them down. Don't have to pull them down. I can really just double click that autofill node there and quickly fill down if I want. All right, then I can use my sum function. Grab all of these in question 1, leave that cell reference relative. I'll just pull it across. All right, the answer to question number 1 is 1. The answer to question number 2 is 10. The answer to question number 3 is 2. The answer to question number 4 is 5. The answer to question number 5 is 2. And the answer to question number 6 is 2. And that completes the exercise.